Good evening, Tigers. It's Mrs. Weber. Today we're going to talk about how we can tell the difference between first and third person point of view when we're giving a shorter piece of text. So sometimes it's easier when we have longer books to be able to tell who it is that's speaking, if it's a narrator inside the story, like a first person narrator, or if it's a third person narrator who's outside of the story and telling it to us. So if we have a short piece, this is what I do. I first asked myself, is this text written in first or third person point of view? And I know that first person point of view uses words like I, me, my, mine, we, us, our, and ours. So I know to look for those words. And I know that third person uses words like he, she, it, him, they, them, his, her, and their. But the problem becomes when we have all of those words in our text, what do we do? Well, there's a trick that we can use, and I want to go over that trick with you today. So here's the trick to determine the author's point of view. First, we're going to read the passage. We'll read it, and then we're going to cross off the dialogue. And remember, dialogue is when we have words or phrases in quotation marks. That's what the character is actually saying. We're going to cross those off. And the third thing we're going to do is focus in on the pronouns. So let's practice this strategy together to determine if something is written in first or third person point of view. Let's look at example 1, written in black down below. It says, "It's been a long day," said Amy. "She would be glad when the day was over." All right, so I read the passage. Now I'm going to cross out the dialogue. So this is what she said. It's been a long day. And I'm left with, said Amy, "She would be glad when the day was over." I see some pronouns, word clues that we can use. She would be glad when the day was over. Looks like that's our only one. So based on that, I would say that the example in black is written in third person point of view. Now let's take a look at the red sentence down below. It says, "I'm sorry," said Karen. "I didn't mean to push you." She felt so embarrassed. First thing I'm going to do, I read the passage. Second step is to cross out the dialogue. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off, "I'm sorry." And I'm going to go ahead and cross off, "I didn't mean to push you." So my dialogue's crossed off, and now I can focus in on the pronouns. I see another she. So let's take a look. So according to our trick, she lends itself to saying that it's a third person point of view. Now we're going to try the last one, and you're going to notice something a little different about this one. This one says, "I was so angry at her. I want to go home now," I yelled. I'm going to go ahead and now cross off my dialogue. I want to go home now. That's what was actually said. And I'm going to go ahead and circle my pronouns or word clues. I have I, her, and I. Now, wait a minute, Mrs. Weber. There are pronouns from first person and third person in what's left in my sentence. What do I do? Well, great question. You are going to take a look at which one of these comes first. So, and it's not first in the sentence, it's a numerical first. So if I have a 1, 2, and a 3, I have something in first person, and I have something in third person. First person shows up first on a number line, so this text is written in first person. That's how we determine it. We decide by looking at our pronouns what we have represented, and whatever number comes first, if it's a first person, a second person, or a third person, we are going to figure it out by saying which one of these comes first. Well, in this case, first person, because number 1 is closest to 0 on the number line. And that's how we determine if something is written in first or third person on a point of view in a smaller excerpt. Go ahead today and read for your 20 minutes and see if you can determine if your book today is written in first or third person point of view. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a great weekend.